I'm out to DoorDash all night just to get these tickets. A few weeks ago, a young woman reposted one of our flyers to her story. And in bold text, that's what she wrote as the caption. I screenshotted it and sent it to my management team, mostly just to stroke my ego. Look at the demand we're creating, I typed, patting myself on the back. I finished my coffee and continued on with my day. But that night, it came back. It wouldn't let me sleep because of the question underneath it. Why would a woman with that little give up that much just to be in a room? This talk is me trying to answer her. I build rooms for a living, live experiences, parties, gatherings, 48 cities, over 200 nights, different crowds, different cultures, and the transformation is always the same. People walk in carrying the whole week on their shoulders. Then the music starts. A song everybody knows comes on, and something invisible moves through the room. Strangers sing together. People dance with people they'll never see again. Faces soften. Phones disappear. And for a few hours, people stop watching other people live and start living. But Jasmine's post wasn't about what happens inside the room. It was about what would someone give up just to get in. We built the most connected world in human history, and people have never felt more alone. Think about that trade. We can reach anyone instantly, order dinner without speaking. We can date without meeting, build an audience without ever looking another person in the eye. We didn't lose connection, we traded it. In 2023, the US Surgeon General declared loneliness a public health epidemic, not a mood, an epidemic. His report found chronic loneliness raises your risk of early death about as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. In 2003, before the smartphone, young people spent about 2.5 hours a day with their friends, face to face. By 2020, 40 minutes, 70% of it gone. The most connected generation in human history is the loneliest one we ever measured. You feel the cost late at night, exhausted, but scrolling for 3 more hours, looking for something. The screen keeps promising and never delivers. They call it a feed, but nobody leaves full. A notification has never slowed your heartbeat the way a hug can. And no algorithm has ever replaced the feeling of walking into a room and knowing I belong here. The body still knows the difference. It knows the difference between watching the fireworks on a screen and standing underneath them, feeling the boom land in your chest. That's not entertainment. That's humanity remembering itself. I'm not innocent in any of this. I've spent years mastering digital attention. I know what makes you stop scrolling at 1 a.m. because I built ads designed to exactly do that. I use the machine that keeps people apart to sell them the one thing it can't give them. I use loneliness to sell belonging. The night I was haunted by Jasmine's post, I had to sit with which side of that trade I really was on. Here's where I landed. The ad is a promise. The room is the proof. If the room doesn't deliver what the screen promised, I'm just another part of the problem. But when it does, when a stranger leaves lighter than they arrive, that's the only part of my business that was ever real. Which brings me back to Jasmine. The easy answer is she door dashed all night for $50 because she just really wanted to party, which in no way is a bad thing. But the real answer is older than that. It's ancient, it's spiritual. People will sacrifice for belonging, they will sacrifice for relief for a few hours where life weighs less. Jasmine wasn't buying a ticket, she was buying back a piece of her own life. And for most of human history, nobody had to buy it. We gathered around fire before we had words for why. We gathered through grief, through celebration. We gathered around each other. The room wasn't a luxury. The room was how we survived. But modern life is quietly engineering the opposite. More convenience, less community. More content, less contact. More followers, less belonging. Let me try something with you guys. Today is Wednesday. Let's go back 1 week to last Wednesday. Y'all there? Good. Think about 2 posts you saw that day. 2 things you double tapped or 2 things you sent to a friend. It's hard to do. Now think about the last time you were truly with people you love. Last week, 9 years ago, doesn't matter. You remember where you were, who you were with, what made you laugh, maybe how good the food was. You remember the room. Nobody remembers the feed, they remember the feeling. And feelings happens in rooms. Now, I am in no way anti-technology. Technology changed my life. It fed my family. It's filled rooms in cities that I have never set foot in. I doom scroll just like everybody else in here. But I've just noticed something. The better technology gets at making everything instant, the clearer it becomes how rare the real thing is. When content is infinite, presence is the only thing left that's scarce. That's why people are joining run clubs, hosting dinners, flying across the world for a single night, deleting their apps for a weekend. Not because technology is bad, because people miss being human. They miss eye contact. They miss laughter that isn't an emoji. Being a part of something they can't be paused, saved, or watched later. The room. The room might be the most important technology our species ever invented. No screens, no charge, no update. It's been version 1 for 200 years. It has never once been obsolete. It turns strangers into community. It births stories that outlive the people who tell them. Every breakthrough in human history, every moment, every revolution started the same way. Somebody got people into a room. It's never the post where it happens. It's the room where it happens. And look, where are we at right now? A TEDx stage inside a 100-year-old museum. This building started at somebody's home. The Phillips family lived here, ate dinner here. And in 1938, they gave the whole thing to the city so strangers could keep gathering in their rooms. A home that became everybody's room. People have been walking into this building to feel something for almost 100 years. You could have streamed this later. in your bed for free, but something in you already knew the room would feel different. So you got dressed. You put that on. You showed up. You sat down next to strangers. Why? Because your body remembered something your calendar almost forgot. A replay can carry the words, it can't carry the room. The shared breath, the silence after a sentence lands, the moment a whole room realizes something true at the same time. If we lose this, we don't just lose events, we lose one of the oldest ways human beings recognize each other. But here's the part that's actually yours. A room doesn't need a stage like this. It doesn't need 1,000 people, a ticket, a flyer. A room can be a dinner table, a Sunday with no phones. 5 people who showed up for no reason except each other. You don't have to build something big. You just have to build something real. The room still matters, and it has never mattered more. Jasmine drove DoorDash all night to get in a room. That's what it cost her. For most of you, it's free. The people you love are one text away. So the only question left isn't who's going to build the rooms, is who are you going to be in a room with this week? Thank you.